Hola, it's me again. Hi. Somebody asked if I could tie a red Francis, and this is what I came up with. It's just using materials you have lying about. Basically, there's nothing too complicated about it, and once you've got the hang of it, you can tie different versions. This is a fire arse Francis, a faff. Uh, Same technique. Once you know the technique, you can fiddle about with the colours. It goes really well on tubes. This is a little, what is it? I can't see for this light that's shining in my glasses. Well, that's a little high water tube, so really heavy, and that's just a red one. So, hope this makes sense. So I'm using an Arex or RX. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. AHREX, HR 420 size 6. Let me just focus. And red thread of your choice. So just get the thread on there. I just like to get a little layer on the hook. Snap that off. Then take a bit of grey. This is fox. You can use anything fluffy. It's actually calf tail is the original, but I don't have any. And I don't really want to buy any. So fox will do it. Just getting rid of the under fluff. And I've taken the guard hairs off. And you want just a little stumpy tail here. So say about the hook length. And just tie that on top. That's fine like that. Find your scissors that you've lost. Here they are. And then just cut that halfway. That helps to build up the taper, the carrot shape in the fly. There's lots of tying in these. So just come over this waist. It's all going to be covered, so don't worry if it spins. This just helps build it up. It's an 8/0 thread I'm using, Semper Fly. And then just a strand or two of flash. And I'm using UV here. Pearl, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Just a little bit of flash down either side. So 2 strands on the left and 2 strands on the right. Then just a few more wraps. You can leave this, I just like it the length of the tail or thereabouts. You can have it as long or as short as you like. Just adds a little twinkle to it. Then we want our boar bristles. So I'm using red boar bristles instead of stripped hackle stocks because I'm incredibly lazy. Both work just as well. So tie these in and one every quarter, as it were. So one up there, just get it in position and hold it there. So just tie one in on the bottom here. Just ignore the waste end just now. And the same on the other side. Oops, snap that one off. Not to worry. Get that caught in there. I'm terrible bother with this one. I've got the camera in front of me, so it's quite hard to get in sometimes. So there we go. You can spend forever making these neat. One more. Down the way with this one. And there we are. Then just snip the ends off about halfway. And get that all tied in. So the next thing is to take your chenille. So this is just, I think it's 2mm chenille. You can get it anywhere. I get this from Frankenschneider. He does a specific one, but it's just 2mm chenille. And this is just to form the butt, as it were. Got a fibre stuck in there. So tie that in and use the tag end just to make your carrot. And then take 2 or 3 turns down the body. So 1, 2, 3. Just get that well tied on. Then chop it off. Then we'll take one of your red game hackles. Want a medium sized one from the middle. Like that. That fella there. You can have these as big or as little as you like. So tie this in by the butt end, the bottom end. Just get it well tied in. And then some silver wire. This is oval tinsel lager turn. Let's get that tied in right on the bottom there. There we go. And the last thing is our chenille again. You tie this on the bottom and use the tag end to fill out a little of that carrot shape. There we are. Then just wind the wool up and touch and turns. Tie it off. Snip that. Then this is easier with hackle pliers. You can make this much fatter if you want, much bigger. I do that on tubes, not so much. It's a bit harder on doubles. So just be gentle, you don't want to snap this. Then I'll have to start again and we'll do 3 or 4 turns. Whoops. So 1 full turn at the back to just sweep them back. Oops, I've done it again. These hackle pliers are nonsense. I need to get myself a new pair. I've had these for about 30 years minimum. And they've kind of lost their magic. So wind that all the way. Then get it locked in. And get rid of the end. Make sure it's well tied in. And then just quickly come through with your tinsel, following the hackle. If you come through quite quick, you won't get as many stuck. So just get this tied in. Just double it back once. Then remove this. Anything going forward, just get it tied back. And then just build your head. Try and cover all that silver stuff. That'll do it. Just trying to keep the taper of the fly. There we are, so whip finish. Snip that off. And then a little dab of super glue. Super glue all my flies now. It's very frustrating when they pop open. You spent all that time tying. You use thin super glue and just a tiny bit of it, and it dries into a really nice head, and then just put a coat of varnish over it. So the very last thing to do is just to trim the bristles to your preferred length. The common consensus is they're all the same length, but I, I quite often don't trim them and just leave them. But here we go with the hairdryer anyway. So it's a pretty cool fly. It's got loads of movement. This one's tied with just wool out of the pound shop, basically. And you can experiment with different butts and things like that. So it's a cool wee fly that'll catch you. And hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.